co-sponsor of the SAVE Act, Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs, who sits on the House Oversight and House Judiciary Committees. Andy, good to see you. So one, will this pass? And two, will it make a difference making sure that people are citizens when they register? Well, this might happen, past in October 1st, and everyone's already registered to vote.
Yeah, Sean, that's the big problem with it. I mean, I do think it's going to pass, but I also think that the effectiveness of the SAVE Act isn't going to really be there because, as you pointed out earlier, early balloting starts in some places as soon as 2 days from now. And that means that they're going to already be voting. And so that is a real question. But look, I voted for the SAVE Act. I co-sponsored the SAVE Act. It passed out. It's a good idea. It's a good bill. But there's so many other things that should go on when you start talking about a CR that's going to actually increase the structural deficit by $1.25 trillion over the next 6 months, unless you do something.
Congressman, just sticking to the SAVE Act, just listening to Senator Kelly, a solution looking for a problem, that just strains credulity. Because Sean and I have talked about this on the program. There have been more than 10 million attempts made to register to vote without an ID, based on data from the Social Security Administration. That is not even all 50 states. 1.7 million of those attempts, or 17%, were rejected because the numbers didn't match. 150,000 people did have matching Social Security numbers, but they were those of dead people.
Yeah, Dagan, that's just part of it. If Senator Kelly would actually look at the data from our home state, we both are from Arizona, and if he were to look at and see the incredible bump up in people requesting federal-only ballots, it corresponds with this increase in the number of illegal aliens crossing our border. And why is that? It isn't because all of a sudden Arizonans saying, oh gosh, I don't want to vote in state elections, and so I'll just vote in a federal election. What it is as you pointed out, the overall data indicates pretty strenuously. And if you look at Virginia, that's another place where they're trying to clean off foreign registrants off their voter rolls. You will see that it seems obvious that there is illegal aliens registering to vote and voting.
Well, illegals registering to vote doesn't mean they actually have to vote. Someone is going to vote for them. That's the point, having these folks registered. But let's move on to this. Whenever there is a Democrat and an election coming up, there's apparently Russian election interference. Biden's DOJ coming out swinging against Putin and his state-run media. Watch.
Attorney General Garland, Russia today sent a statement to Fox News and some other outlets here, mocking the situation. They had 5 bullet points or 6 bullet points. The first said, ha, 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 ha. 2016 wants its cliches back. In all seriousness, there is a subsection of the country that when they hear Russian interference, they may believe that it's not true. It's not a real thing. How do you assure people this is a real situation?
I'm sure that was much funnier in the original Russian. But for us, it's not funny. This is deadly serious, and we are going to treat it accordingly.
So, Andy, the FBI was part of the push on the fake Russia collusion hoax. They also pushed Facebook to say there could be some Russian disinformation with regard to the Burisma and the Bidens, which was the Hunter Biden laptop. So now they think that we're stupid and that we think, again, that they can play the same cards, the same hand on Russia collusion, and we're going to buy it as Americans?
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is most Americans view what is coming out from our federal institutions like FBI and whatnot with a great deal of skepticism. And this is one more example of it. You notice that Merrick Garland didn't bother to mention Iran, that they said Iran is trying to get fiddle with our elections. They didn't mention that in today's notification to the public. But here's the deal. I view these guys, is Russia probably interfering? Is China? Maybe yes. Iran? Maybe they are. They probably are. But here's the deal. We don't trust those institutions anymore, and that's the shame of it, because they have cried wolf once too often, and they've done it for political purposes. And so now we view almost everything they say with a healthy skepticism toward their bias.
I want to know what is going to happen to the 51 former intelligence officers.
Thank you.
Who issued that letter calling the Hunter Biden laptop story Russian disinformation, a letter that, I mean, the beginning of it was signed by, Clapper, Mike Hayden, Leon Panetta, the whole thing organized by Tony Blinken. And by the way, on the FBI, the watchdog just came out and said that the FBI is still falling short on following up on child sex crimes. Yeah. Remember? It's just astonishing at what they consider to be priorities.
Yeah, and Dagan and Sean, I would tell you, with the 51, the very first thing, the easiest thing we should have done is taken away the security clearance of every one of those 51. They should not have lifetime security clearance. They need to be removed from that, and that'll affect their bottom line. And then we need to get after FBI. We shouldn't be building them a new Taj Mahal. We shouldn't be giving Secret Service another $3 billion. Because all of these federal police agencies have now come into question as to their veracity when they tell the public stuff, because we just don't believe them anymore. And that, by the way, and Sean, you know this well, that goes for Congress. We don't believe them either.
No. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not concerned about Russian election interference. I'm concerned about FBI election interference. That's my concern. Congressman Andy Biggs, always great to see you. Thanks for being with us. We always appreciate it.